Hi everyone, I'm Christopher Thornycroft with Redwood Logistics and welcome to the Redwood Rundown for the week of January 20th, 2025. It has been cold. I mean, cold in Chicago this week. It's so cold. I'm at the dog park. I'm trying to keep my dog exercised when there's nobody else out there. I'm running around with a stick in my hand. My hands are freezing. It's miserable. I get to work. Trucks aren't starting. Nobody wants to go out on the road. Chicago completely locked up. The Great Plains completely locked up. Then we get a blizzard, like a blizzard or blizzard-like conditions that starts to hit Texas. New Orleans gets 9.5 inches of snow. Like, what? That doesn't even make sense. What is going on? So the Southeast definitely trapped. What's happening? A lot of that freight that needed to move via freeze protect, that freight is not moving via freeze protect because there is not the reefer capacity on the market right now to be able to take care of that freight. The reefer outbound tender rejection index, more than double what it was last year at this point in time. And you are not going to be able to get protect from freeze rates from dry van in on that reefer market. So people are trying to figure out how are they going to move their freight right now, and weather is starting to become a larger and larger factor, as in these issues continue to pop on up. Shippers are navigating them, they're moving on through, but it's getting a little bit more difficult for everybody, not just us. It's getting difficult for everybody out there. How long this lasts and how long this continues to affect the market is still a big unknown. Why? Because demand is still not strong. If you compare where we are post Martin Luther King Day holiday on the OTVI versus where we were last year, and if you want to break that OTVI down just to the van sector, you can do that too. You can see we haven't caught up with last year's demand. We are, however, seeing a recovery on those imports. And it's been said a lot that imports will hit that intermodal sector, and that intermodal sector won't necessarily turn to the over-the-road part because, hey, you don't have that same time-sensitive service needs that you had with the freight that came into the ports through December. We tend to agree with that. So we are still looking at this as, hey, this continues to be weather-driven. And we are not seeing the triggers for demand that would tell us this is a different environment. Until we see those demand triggers, this is really just trying to navigate through the now. The problem is that navigating through the now sounds like, oh, just navigate through the now. It's extremely difficult. Carriers are pushing back on rates. The spot and contract spread is getting tighter. As that's getting tighter, carriers are feeling a little bit bolder about going out and saying, no, I'm not going to haul that load. I'm going to see what else is out there. If that continues, if we continue to see these kind of pockets of tightness, it will add up, because what this will eventually add up to is too much service failure out there, and that will create a larger amount of spot spend. That larger amount of spot spend will collapse that contract spot spread, and once that collapses to a sustained 25-cent spread where it's right around there or less, and it stays that way, then you see carriers starting to abandon those contract rates, and then you see the market change. Again, we don't see it just yet. We really don't. The demand quotient is not there. It does not look like that were to happen. But if we continue to see enough of this service failure pile on up, then it could be a different story. And in the meantime, oh man, we're all out there looking for trucks. That's all we've got for this week. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.